Bonsoir. I wanted to do a book video this week because I read a good fair amount of books in January. And then I went to the doctors and didn't get the greatest news. And I haven't even spoken about it really. Apart from with my best friend and partner, which is weird for me because I usually like to speak about myself a lot. I'm Leo Stellium, so but I think that's how I knew something wasn't okay. And also I don't think I've really processed it, but I'm not sure. So this is the first PCOS and endo diaries essentially of the new year. So welcome. If you're new here, I have both polycystic ovaries and endometriosis, and I have a little playlist or a series essentially of videos where I just kind of talk about my experience with endo and PCOS, and that ranges from my experience with the pill, my experience, just all of it, just how mentally and other things like that. And so yeah, this is the first episode of this year. If you don't like talking about periods, this is not this video for you, because I will go into depth about, and TMI about those kinds of things. So I was bleeding for a month straight, and I thought, last month in December, I tried to go back on the pill because I was just desperate for it. My periods were just so everywhere, not regular at all. It was causing me a lot of stress, and I went back on it for a day and started to get the headache that I was getting in the summer. Now, again, if you're new here, I had a cluster migraine throughout summer. It literally lasted 3 months. Couldn't figure out what was causing it, and then we've just found out that it was the pill. That being the case means a lot of the medication, 99% of the medication that they could have put me on for my endo and PCOS is invalid now. And at first that didn't really hit me. They said I could go on the mini pill, which is basically, there are 2 hormones in the pill that I was on, and then the mini pill is just 1 hormone. And I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go back to back, from one pill to another. I was like, I'm just gonna let my body breathe and see how it does. I had 2 periods in the space of 2 weeks. So essentially 1 period with a day of nothing in between. A few weeks passed after that, and then 1st of January I start to bleed again. I'm like, okay, it's on time, cool. And then it just doesn't stop. I'm still on it now, and it's February 2nd. So I knew something was wrong, but I also knew what I have, so I was like, I'm just sick and tired of what I have. I know it's nothing new, but I'm just sick and tired of what I already have. So I went doctors this week, and it was the first time that I sat in front of a doctor and someone actually took me seriously. Doctors know that it's a valid thing, right? But this was the first doctor that was like, this is bad. Why have you been left alone without medication? She was shocked. She was like, you cannot live like this. What do you expect to do? Do you expect to live until you're 90 like this? Because even after your period stops, you still have those conditions. And I was like, this is what I mean. This is what I've been trying to say. This is what I've been trying to say. And it was really, that was the relieving part of it. So she did a vaginal examination, which was uncomfortable as fuck, but I don't know what I expected. Looked at my cervix was all good and healthy, so I was like, okay, great. That's one good thing that I can take away from this. And then she was like, if you do not go medicated for any longer, it will only get worse. And you won't be able to have children. Oh, I did everything I could to not cry in that seat. Again, if you're new here, I want to be a mom. Having kids is something I've wanted since I was a kid. Yeah, I struggled with that. I still am struggling with that. But the good news that I can take from that is that she put me on the mini pill. Which, after hearing that, I was happy to do. I was like, I don't fucking care, man. Just give me whatever you can give me at this fucking point. So I'm on the mini pill. I have been for 2 days. It's already stopping my period, so thank God for that, because I was bleeding for a month, which is just fucking insane. I haven't got any side effects at the moment. Usually after, like in the first month, you could feel quite low, but I think half the medication I'm on counteracts that, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Because like I'm on, is it amitriptyline for my migraines, which is also an antidepressant, and what's the other one I'm taking? Oh, fluoxetine for my OCD, which is not a beta blocker, but it's the same kind of route. It basically takes away my anxiety, so hopefully that won't happen. But my main concern isn't even that, because I went through that with the first pill, and that I was suicidal for like a month and then I came off of it, and then I was fine. My concern is the migraines. So far so good, whereas when I was on the pill for the first day, literally a few hours after I took it, I was getting the migraines again. So hopefully we get none with this, because if I do, I'm screwed. I'm fucked. I either choose to live with migraines every day, or so yeah, this is a really depressing update. I guess in a sense it's good, because like I said, my cervix is healthy. I'm on new medication, thank God. Like, a doctor took me seriously. I have the support around me that I need. Like, my partner and my best friend are just my rocks during this. But I guess I can use the shit side of things to be like realistic about these things. And the thing is like, I don't, like, I'm sad, I'm fucking really sad, but it's like, I don't think I'm miserable, because so many women with PCOS and endometriosis have had kids. My mum had both, has both, and had me and my sister without IVF. So, you know, I know that there's hope. Ugh, I don't want to cry. It's just, I don't want to like minimize that hope, I guess. Like, I want to savor as much hope as I can, you know? And I have a mum who's like super like, we can heal ourselves if we just eat plants and snort fucking, what's it called, incense. And I'm just like, I can't do this without medication anymore. I can't. And it sucks, because the first few months of going without medication was actually decent. It was pretty normal, and my bleeding has gone down in general. Like, even with this past month where I was bleeding, it wasn't heavy, which I'm so grateful for, because when I was like 14 to 16, I was waking up in pools of blood, and I wish I was joking, but I was literally waking up in a pool of my own blood. That is how heavy I was. It was inhumane. And I look back and I'm like, you were dizzy all the time, you had eating issues, sleeping issues, you had everything, and you just existed. Like, how did you do that? Like, 20-year-old you can't even fucking do that. And so it sucks, because I wanted to be like, yeah, I can do this without medication, I can do it. And it's just like, no. Like, after those first few months, my body was like, oh, back to the beginning again. And so here we are. I do think I confused it by taking the pill for 2 days only in December. Hence why I had 2 periods in 2 weeks, but I thought that would be it, but it wasn't. I don't know. I want to sit here and be like, I'm gonna be a mum. Like, doesn't matter, I'm gonna be a mum. Like, I'm going to have my own children. I am going to have my own children. Even if it takes IVF, I am going to have my own children. I want to sit here and say that, but then there's a part of me that just fucking crumbles. It literally crumbles every time, every single time I hear a woman say, oh, I was trying for a baby and it just happened, and I thought it would take, like, you know, a few months at least to a year, but it just happened, it was so easy. Or a woman say, oh, I'm due the same day of every single month, and if I'm even a day late, I stress. And every time I see a baby, and it's no one else's issue, right? Like, I don't take it out on anyone. It just hurts. It really hurts. And like, that makes me feel like less of a woman, because I should be saying those things too, right? Like, I should be saying, oh, it's so easy to get pregnant, or I'm due on the same day of every month at the same time. Like, it never changes. It's never irregular. I'm not even a day late. I should look at a baby and be like, oh, I'm gonna have one of those. Instead, I'm like backing into a fucking corner crying, and it's like, I just feel like it's taken part of me away. Like, as much as it feels like it's now a part of my identity, because I've made it that, you know, I make these videos, I post about it a lot, I'm very open about it because I just want to help women. I want to help girls. It was so hard, and it still is so hard. And I know I have helped a couple people. Like, the amount of DMs I get on Instagram that's like, oh, I have this and this symptom and this symptom and this symptom, and I'm like, you have endometriosis. Like, obviously I'm not diagnosing you, go to a doctor, but I'm like, that is endometriosis, or that is polycystic ovaries. And then there's a couple who are like, oh, I'm just like a day late, is that PCOS? It's like, no, girly pops, I literally didn't have a period for like 3 months, and then I had 3 periods in 2 months, so that's PCOS and endo, not a day late. And so I'm not saying, oh, be careful of how you speak to women with PCOS and endo. Like, we don't know who has those stuff, right? Like, unless you're in a literal group discussion or you're friends with them, you don't sit there and go, oh, I should be mindful of what I'm saying as someone without a chronic illness, because there are women with chronic illnesses. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm not trying to be woke like that. That's not the issue. I'm talking to just like internally, it causes so much pain and suffering in general. And I'm really lucky that I have a mum who suffered it, because she knows what it's like. She sympathizes with it. And I'm lucky that I have a university that's so understanding of these conditions. And I'm also lucky that I have a partner who's completely clued up on all of it and understands it entirely. And also very lucky that I have a best friend who actually, her whole family suffers from it. Every female in her family suffers from it. These are not rare conditions. It's like 1 in 5 to 1 in 10 women for both of them around the world. And it's just like, there needs to be something else. There just fucking needs to be something else. I'm fucking sick of it. If part of me so desperately wishes that I was born, and I was born loving science, because I would literally, if I had the passion for it, for science, if I had that knowledge, I would genuinely go out of my way to try and fix it. That is how much I would, you know, put my all into it, because it affects me so much, and so many women and non-binary people around the world. Alas, I can't fucking do that, and I'm stuck here, and I'm thinking, how can I help people? But it's also like, actually, I need help. I'm suffering, I'm struggling, I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. I genuinely feel sick of myself and my body when I sit in the doctors for the 100th time a month, and I'm like, I'm suffering, I'm struggling, please help me, and they can't do anything about it, and they tell me all this bad news, and it's like, I have to bear the weight alone, no matter how many beautiful, wonderful people I have around me supporting me, which I do, and I'm so grateful for. It's just too much. I really cannot keep going through it, and part of me is just like, I want to just press forward to the point where I have kids, so I can just turn around to myself now and my younger self and be like, you did it, you're okay, no, you're alright, nothing to worry about. But in the present time, I'm thinking about how my mum almost died from it because the cyst ruptured, and I'm thinking about how I'm never going to have a period again until I come off of this pill, because I'm on it every single night now, no breaks. Before I was tricycling, that was already a lot as it was, and now I'm just on it consistently with no period whatsoever. The fact that I have to do this and have no period also makes me feel like less of a woman. A woman is supposed to have periods, right? In a cis woman is supposed to have periods. Why am I not normal? Why am I not a normal woman? Is like, that is what goes through my head. And I know that if I come off of this pill, I'll get them again, and all is good and well and fine, but it's like, I shouldn't have to go through this, you know? I don't think I want to edit this video that much. I know I had like loads of ums and pauses and stuttering, which I usually try to edit out, but I don't think I want to edit this video. I am sad, trying my best, and I can't be here, I can't sit here and be like, oh, I can't have kids, blah blah blah, because it's just, you know, it can happen. I'm on medication now, but it's also like soul crushing at the same time. And so I don't really have like a take this away from this video kind of thing, because it's like, well, all you're taking is my sadness, let's be real. And also it wouldn't change, like, I guess all my takeaway from this video, from this whole series, is the same thing. It's go get checked, get diagnosed, get put on medication if you decide to. So I don't know, unfortunately I don't know. I'm just gonna go to my best friend's house today. She's looking after me because she knows that this week has been really rough on me. I'm gonna get loads of dog cuddles. I'm gonna eat good, get coffee, laugh, feel completely comfortable, look after myself more, and attempt to process it all. If you suffer from any of these, I wholeheartedly send my love to you, because it's so hard. And if you want kids and you're worried, I am manifesting the most abundant, normally conceived children for you. And unless you want to try IVF, I don't know. And I just hope that you have the future and life that you want, regardless of your conditions, because it, you know, these conditions affect my attendance at uni. I didn't go to the first 2 years, which, you know, anyone else, they'd be kicked out. I'm very lucky that my university is very understanding. I missed it this week. I was supposed to start my second semester. Shit like that makes me very upset, because it's like I shouldn't be missing out. This is my final year. I shouldn't be missing out. I should be going in. I enjoy it. I actually enjoy it this year. I enjoy the people I'm surrounded by. I enjoy my tutors. I enjoy what we're learning. I enjoy what I'm doing. I study film. It's my passion. It's my true love in this life. And these conditions are holding me back from everything. From literally everything. Uni, socializing to a certain extent. Not so much, but to a certain extent. Food, sleep, intake, understanding, relationships, meds, all of it, children in the possible future. It's just affecting everything, and we just don't do enough about it, and we don't talk enough about it. So I'm gonna try and be that person or that voice, and try and put confidence in other people to do the same thing. So that's what I want you to take away from this. That's what I want to take away from this. So hopefully the next update is in a few months, and it's a positive one. I mean, in June last year, I did get told that my ovaries were healing over because of my pill. So I think what happened was the first few months I had normal ovaries. They were doing the normal period shit, and then after a few months they got used to being not on the medication anymore. And they're like, oh fuck, wait, we have endometriosis and PCOS, let's get back into gear with those. And it just spiraled really quickly from there. So I think going back on this, if my ovaries can heal over again, or can remain healed regardless of bleeding or not, that's a positive in my books, whatever cons it fucking comes with. And I'm just gonna have to see how every day goes, one day at a time. That's the conclusion. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this. I'm sorry that it's unedited. I actually really just don't want to edit this. I don't want to hear myself talk about all of this again. I'm getting really fucking sick and tired of it, so I hope you can bear with me, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're almost at 700 subscribers, which is so exciting. I'm so excited to reach 700 subscribers, which is near 1k, which is crazy. But I love you all. I hope you're okay. I'm sending you my love, and I will see you in my next video, which hopefully is a book video, because I really want to do a fucking book video. But actually part of the reason why I didn't film a book video is because the book I'm currently reading, The Secret History, is taking me like 3 fucking weeks to read. It's okay, but I'll go into depth in the next video about what's bugging me about this book. Anyway, I love you guys. See you in my next video. Bye.